Yeah, big up all the old subscribers and new subscribers. Yeah. Um, this is gonna be another very real video. Yeah, and it's going to be a follow up from what I did yesterday from the video I done last night. Um, Basically, it's gonna be explaining why I was so upset and why experience is always the best teacher. As all of you know, probably know, the video yesterday, I was addressing certain other YouTubers who I feel had copied me in certain ways. And I was expressing a lot of frustration and anger over it. And the reason is because I look at it like this, like, if you haven't been through certain situations and you haven't gone through a lot of problems and solved a lot of problems in your life, you don't really have the license to talk about certain things. Experience is always the best teacher. And in my life, I've gone through a lot of highs and lows. And a lot of times I've had to go through a lot of obstacles without much guidance, without much help. And so, in this life, you really only learn from going through bad experiences, right? And that's why I was so upset that people were basically copying me, because they've obviously not gone through these experiences. And when you listen to certain people, they never seem to have examples from their own life to refer to. They only just like, you know, talk, and talk is cheap. It's just the same as like when people say rappers are fake, they're studio gangsters, like, they talk all this gang shit, they've done this, they've done that, but really they haven't done anything. They're just regurgitating ideas or theories and just talking rubbish. And so um basically, this is the reason why I was so upset. I want to go into some of the experiences I've had, like real life experiences, and I'm not really going to bother talk about the good stuff that's happened. I'm going to talk about the stuff that's taught me lessons, the stuff that's given me license to talk. Right. All right. So if I start from the top, yeah, um, let me start from being young. Right. When I was really little, I was fat. I was a fat little kid. Um, I got bullied a lot when I was little from older kids, and even my own friends. I was joked on all the time. I was even a little crybaby, if you can imagine, right? The most beta male little kid you could imagine. Like, I was a crybaby. And I went through that through a long time, for a lot of years in primary school, right? Or elementary school, you'd say in America or whatever. Right. And it was tough, man. It was tough because I wasn't the kind of guy that could joke back at those times. I was just a fat kid. And to add to that, I didn't have no money. Like, I grew up in a single parent household. I was the youngest of five kids, or I am the youngest of five kids. And yeah, it was difficult. It was difficult. I was the kind of kid, well, this is what it was for me. I used to go to school where you could wear your own clothes, but I had to wear a set uniform, right? I had to wear a grey jumper, white shirt, grey trousers, and black shoes to school, when everybody else was wearing their own clothes. They were wearing trainers, they were wearing, fucking Superman t-shirt or whatever, like jeans or shorts. They were wearing whatever they want, but I had to wear set uniform every fucking day. I was never allowed to miss a day of school, and that was it. Do you know what I mean? And also, like, I was the youngest in my family by like what, 10 years. So I didn't really have no one that was close in age in my house to relate to, you know. And it was hard, man. It was hard. And I basically got out of that on my own by getting into sports. For some reason, I was blessed that I was athletic, even though I was fat. So I just immersed myself in playing football, basketball, just running around, like, do you know what I mean? And but I was still chubby though. And even when I got to secondary school, I was still chubby, year seven, joked on a little bit here now and again. Year 8, still joked on. But then year 9, when I really came to my own, is when I really immersed myself in the sports and I got out of that. Do you know what I mean? And I think that is one of the things where, the Just Be Monster comes from. Like, and why I tell guys it's so important to be into fitness and stuff like that. Don't let yourself go. Don't let yourself just be a chump or potato, because it will raise your self-esteem. It will make you feel better about yourself. And it kind of gives you a next level of confidence. You won't really take anyone's bullshit. Do you know what I mean? And I went through that shit. So let's move on from there. Like, I grew up with people that were, well, bad, innit? Like, I lived in a very black area, predominantly black area. It was bad. It's a bad area I lived in, right? But like, I started smoking weed when I was 13. I started drinking, staying out all night, not even telling my mum where I'm going. I would just leave the house, that kind of shit. I got into obviously selling a little bit of weed here and there, a little petty crimes, like stuff like that. I just really wanted to be in that street life, to be honest. And it obviously, now as an older adult, I understand that's really stupid. Do you know what I mean? But at the time, that's what I wanted, and obviously I was trying to chase girls and shit like that and getting rejected a lot. Getting rejected a lot. I would get through certain times. Obviously, I lost my virginity quite early at 13. But, in those times, those ages, you face way more rejection than you face success. You know what I'm saying? And one of the problems, obstacles and issues I had is that I had a little bit of a porn addiction. You know what I'm saying? So I watched a hell of a lot of porn, FAP, yeah, all of that shit, yeah, and that actually became a bad addiction. Do you know what I mean? And I think a lot of guys can relate to this as well. Like, just having that frustration, being young, just wanting to fuck girls, and the girls are just rejecting you. They're probably rejecting you for better looking dudes, or whatever. So I had a porn addiction as well, so I know all about that as well. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I feel so confident to talk about all ranges of topics in it. Like, do you know what I mean? And this is why I don't feel like people should copy me. Do you know what I mean? Moving on from that, I got stabbed at 14. Now this is it's crazy. Like, my life is crazy, innit? Like, I got stabbed when I was 14, innit? And that was just another stupid situation that I went through. That was me trying to act bad, trying to act hard. I was hanging around with the wrong people. I was in a completely different area of London that I shouldn't have been in. And I was acting up. I was doing shit that I didn't need to do, and I got stabbed when I was 14. Right. As you can tell, I was in that street life. I wasn't the worst, but I was involved in it. Like, I remember being arrested twice in 1 week. There was 1 week I got arrested on a Monday and I got arrested on a Friday, bruv. Yeah, for different shit. Like, I've had to go court, like, to fight for my freedom for assault before, which I'm not really going to go into the story behind that, but it was basically I was defending a relative, and basically I got nicked for assault, so I was going Crown Court for that, bro. Like, a lot of shit, and I had people turn their back on me. I got, obviously, as I said before, I've gone through depression, and I think some of my depression did stem from porn addiction as well, and also smoking a lot of weed, being a clusterfuck of having the stress of, street stuff, then smoking a lot of weed, porn addiction, growing up in a single parent household where you don't really have the money to do the things that your friends are doing. You're very envious, jealous, and I was quite fucked up for a long time in my youth. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I had the added dimension of feeling rejected from my siblings, because I was so younger than them. They kind of like, I kind of felt excluded from my siblings. Do you know what I mean? They were all like around the same age, where I was like the youngest by far. So the shit that I wanted to talk to them about, they really wasn't interested. So I had a feeling of rejection from within my family as well. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of dynamics that I can talk about, a lot of personal things that I can talk about and people can relate to out there. And this is the reason why, yeah, this is the reason why I find it an extreme offense when I basically see someone copying me, bro. Like, it's not that I think I know everything, and it's not like I think I'm the first one to go through anything. But if I am putting out content which is including my own personal life experience, when experience is always the best teacher, and then somebody else comes out and they clearly don't have the same life experience, they clearly haven't gone through this shit, it is a slap in the face to fucking not give no props. It's just a slap in the face. That's just the way I see it, innit? Like, so moving on, right? So I was smoking a lot, watching porn, chasing girls, getting girls pregnant, you know, fucked up. Like, I was making girls have abortions and shit. Like, I didn't really have no direction. I wasn't being the best version of myself. You know, I still had the street gangman mind. You know, I was basically shit. Like, my life was wasted. I didn't know what I was doing. Like, do you know what I mean? I was very angry, very angry. Yeah, I was very fucking angry, and I didn't really know what to do. And it was just by chance. Like, one of my mates from school, he started playing American football in England, right? And he'd played in Europe and stuff like that. And he's always known that I was athletic, you know, because throughout school I'd played basketball, football, athletics, rugby, especially rugby. I was really good at that. And you know, he said that I should come and play football, try it on his team. So, cut long story short, I started playing football on his team. Like, I was good. The first year I played, I was the MVP. I had the most tackles on my team. I think I had the most sacks in the whole of England, out of all the teams in England as well. Because believe it or not, there's a lot of American football teams in England. There's actually like 3 divisions. Like, there's Premier Division 1 and Division 2. And I had the most sacks in the whole country. Like, do you know what I mean? So it was obvious that I had talent. Fast forward again, I got the opportunity to play football in America, college football and stuff like that. So I basically changed my whole life. You know, I stopped hanging around with my old friends who used to smoke and all of that and drink and stuff. I stopped going to parties and shit like that. I really didn't care about girls anymore that much. I mean, I had a couple girls around, but you know, I didn't really care about girls that much anymore. Um, but I was saving every penny I had. You know, I even did a cleaning job. I even did a cleaning job for a while just to get extra cash. Me, could you imagine me cleaning? Like, yeah, I even did that shit. You know, just so I could have some money. So when I go to America, I wouldn't be like completely flat broke. Do you know what I mean? Because I already know how it feels to be broke. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, and this is another reason why I always talk about it's so important that guys get their money up, because being broke ain't fun, bro. And people that say, oh, money can't buy you happiness. Yeah, that's kind of true, but being broke, it sucks, bro. It fucking sucks, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just remember being young and not having anything that I wanted. And I always had to wait long for everything. Like, even as a teenager, I had to wait long for everything. And as a teenager, this is why I used to do a lot of petty crime, because I used to go and steal shit. Like, big up TJ Maxx. Big up TJ Maxx. I used to rob TJ Maxx all the time. And for you Americans, that's TK Maxx in England, TJ Maxx in America. I used to rob that place all the time, bruv, because I didn't have money to buy the clothes that I wanted, bruv. I used to rob that place all the time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and other shops as well. But I'm not gonna go too deep into that and incriminate myself. But when I was young, I didn't have the money for nothing, bruv. And then the only little money I used to get, I would go and buy weed. This is why I'm so against people smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, but anyway, yeah, so I went to America. I went to America on my own. Yeah. I didn't have anyone with me holding my hand. I went to America on my fucking own, bruv. Yeah. Got to school, had the whole college football experience. It was crazy, bruv. It was crazy, bruv. Like, my whole life was just football. That's all I was thinking about. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to go to the NFL, all of that shit. You know, at 6'1", 200, those times I was about 245 pounds. That's pretty average. Like, that's not like outstanding numbers, like physical numbers. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, my speed, average speed, you know. And one of the things that was a negative, you know, was the lack of football experience, right? So I wasn't as like, you guys in America, you lot are playing American football from like the age of 4, Pop Warner, all of that, you know what I mean, from high school and shit. Like, I started playing American football like when I was like 17, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Late. Do you know what I'm saying? Or 20 or whatever it was. Like, I started playing football late, bruv. And so like I was raw. I was just raw. I was just like, I had a nose for the ball and I just go for the ball. But cut the long story short, my time in America was very bumpy, in it. Like, obviously being a foreign guy, you know, girls kind of gravitated to man in a way, but the guys kind of didn't take to me very well. Like I made a lot of friends. Don't get me wrong. I have a lot of friends in America, a lot. But with us black people, we kind of like always kind of look for a reason not to like each other, in it. And in my opinion, I faced a lot of like jealousy and envy, even though I was trying to make friends with these guys. Like, do you know what I mean? I think in America and in general, I think everybody's trying to be different. Do you know what I mean? And I really didn't have to try hard to be different. All I need to do is just start speaking, and I got attention, and that kind of pissed off a lot of other guys that was around. And yeah, it was difficult because a lot of times I just felt like I was on my own, in it. Even though I had mates, I kind of felt like I was on my own a lot. So in my head, anyway, I was alone in my head. So it was just like I had to deal with that. I had to deal with learning a completely new culture, because even though I'm from England and over here we know a lot about American culture, especially like black culture. It's different when you live there than when you're just watching it in music videos and movies and shit like that. It's different, and this is why I talk a lot about American issues, and it may come across as I think I know what it is to be American, but it's just that I have a dynamic of living in the UK, watching everything in on American, media, right? Then going over there and living it and seeing it how it actually is for you lot, seeing how I experienced it, and then yeah, that's it. Basically, I've that experience, and it's not like I was there on a holiday. I was there for 5 years straight. Like, think about that. If you went to prison for 5 years, you'd be upset. Do you know what I mean? So that's how you have to understand. Like, I actually lived, breathed, shitted America for 5 years. Like, do you know what I mean? So, but anyway, let me go and talk about the super chats. Big up Black Hornet. That's my boy. Therapy session. Yeah, man. Because I felt like yesterday I went on a mad rant. Like, do you know what I mean? And I want you lot to understand why I was so pissed off yesterday. Why I'm so pissed off at these guys that I feel like have copied me and bitten me and pirated me, because I know they haven't gone through, especially the main one, that Stefan guy. Like, I don't hate the dude, but at the end of the day, yeah, he's way younger than me. Like, do you know what I mean? So you can't try and use my image and talk about the stuff I talk about when I know you haven't been through that stuff, blood. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you haven't been through it. Like, there's certain things that I'm sure you have been through, and I'm not knocking your life experiences, but don't try and use my life experiences to you know, your own gain. You know, talk about your own life experiences. Talk about what you've been through. How did you get through it? And that's the only thing. That's the only problem I have. Do you know what I mean? If you're gonna copy my image, well, you know, that's one thing in it. But at the end of the day, I put my own history in these videos, and then for someone to come along and use that and not give you your you know, give you your props, that's a piss take, innit? Like, that's, but now this video is me calmed down and I've reflected, and now I want you lot to understand where I'm coming from, innit? Do you know what I mean? But big up Black Hornet. Neck of the Woods updated says, the more that I hear your story, the more I relate. Yeah, man, this is what I'm saying. This is why I had to make this video, because I was thinking, I woke up and I thought, these lot need to understand where I'm coming from. I'm not just some crazy guy who thinks he's big, who thinks he can beat everyone up. I'm trying to make you understand the kind of person I am. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want you lot to understand the kind of person I am. I'm actually a real person. Like, I'm not a character. I'm not a cartoon character. And to me, and this is just my opinion, a lot of these other guys, they're just cartoon characters, bro. They're just not real people, bro. Like, and as I said, they're regurgitating what they've heard. And yes, a lot of people under my video yesterday said, oh, you're not original, you know, nothing's new under the sun, blah blah blah. Yeah, I understand that, but I'm talking from my own life experiences as well, though. If you actually take time to listen to every video I do, I always put a life experience in every video, something that's happened. So you can't tell me it's not original if I'm talking from my own life experience. I'm not saying it's not happened to other people, but my message in my own video, from my own life experience, is original, bro, because it's me. You see what I'm saying? So that's it. It wasn't inspired by somebody else. It was inspired by what happened to me. And that's the difference. Do you know what I mean? That's the difference between somebody that makes a video and does. That's the difference between someone that makes a video and doesn't say anything from their real life and just barks this, that, when you know it, basically they just heard someone else say it and now they're saying it in their own words. I don't respect that, innit? Like, simple as that. But big up Neck of the Woods for the super chat. Big up Craig Reynard for the super chat. He says, glad you called out these fakers. You keep it real. But like, at the end of the day, I don't think I'm like no, fuck it. I do think I'm the best YouTuber because I say shit that is from my real life experiences. As I said in the title, experience is the best teacher, innit? I will never talk about shit that I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? I will never talk about shit that I really don't know or I haven't experienced. That's what makes me real. Do you know what I mean? So to me anyway, that's what makes my videos the realest. Because everybody else, if you notice, they talk about nothing. They talk about celebrities all the time. What's K Michelle doing? What's fucking Kim Kardashian doing? What did this bitch say? Oh, this basketball player. Oh, this football player. It's just like, you know, who the fuck cares, bro? You're not even in their level. Do you know what I mean? You don't know what it is to be them because they live in a different kind of dimension to you. Yeah, you can relate in certain aspects, but you need to talk about what's more down to earth. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you need to talk about like ground level stuff, like what is happening to you, what do you go through in your life? Do you know what I mean? And then you relate it to other people that are like you. You know what I'm saying? Because in my opinion, I think when people talk about celebrities too much, it's idol worship, and I've never been someone to be in that. Do you know what I mean? That idol worship, you know, they're so important that I have to make a video about them. They're not important to me. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, but big up Craig Reynard, man. So yeah, in America, right, I had situations where my teammates turned on me, bruv. My teammates turned on me, bruv. In America, I had the situation where one of my coaches wanted to try and fuck the girl that I was seeing in America. Can you imagine that, bruv? My own positional coach, right? He tried to link up with the girl I was seeing, bruv. Can you imagine that, bruv? Can you imagine that? I had one guy who was a teammate bring down his friends from Virginia to come and fight me. So the day he was leaving, because he was about to get kicked out, he brought down him and his mates come to fight me alone. And I didn't really get much support, like, do you know what I mean? And the funny thing about that, when I was going through all these troubles in America, I was the one that was getting blamed for everything. I was getting blamed for everything. I was put on disciplinary probation, academic probation. They wanted to kick me out of the school. Like, they forced me to go to counseling. They forced me to do a lot of shit, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Like, and everybody else was fine. Everybody else was having a good time, you know, all of that. I wasn't really getting support from my coaches or nothing. Like, it was mad. Like, but hey, that's how it goes, isn't it? That's how it goes. And you know, I had a situation where I had a girlfriend that I was with for a long time. She just up and left. She fucked off, you know, to go and live her life. She's got a kid now with some really the dude she went and had a kid with, yeah, is just like the total opposite of me. Like, he's short, he's fat, and you know, unathletic. Like, he doesn't have good genes, put it like that. He looks like he has two left feet, bruv. But you know, that's, you know, good luck to her, innit? Good luck to them, innit? Do you know what I mean? And that hurt me. That was a big time situation where I got my heart broke. Obviously I'd got my heart broke before, but and after, but that was the main time when I got my heart broke. Was that girl, man? But she just fucked off. That hurt. You know, it's just mad, isn't it? Like, life experiences will just fuck you up, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? And it's like, when you go through that shit, you only learn from bad experiences. You only learn from bad experiences, bro. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? Big up Wardison 10. He says, sharing girlfriends is an American custom. Yeah, sharing with your fucking football coach? That's a bit weird though, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a bit weird. You know, but fuck it anyway, man. You know what I mean? So if I just recap in it, yeah, life experiences that have shaped the monster that is sitting here right now in front of you lot, yeah. Basically, first of all, for day one, fat, bullied, bruv. Fat, bullied, and broke. Yeah. Fat, bullied, and broke. Yeah. Moving on. Wanna be a fucking gangster shit. Getting into all this, you know, gang. Well, I wasn't in a gang, but I wanted to be in that kind of gang thing. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, so I was smoking a lot, drinking a lot, doing petty crimes, you know, beating people up, you know, rushing people, as we call it. You know, I was, you know, back in the day, I was snatching people's phones, you know, all kinds of shit, selling weed and shit like that, you know, getting arrested. Like, I used to get arrested a lot. Bro, it's crazy, fam. Crazy, bro. Yeah. I grew up in a single parent household. We didn't have no money. You know, hold on one sec. I'm just putting my website in the chat so you lot know where to go to get the fucking merchandise. But yeah, so obviously single parent household, broke situation, when I was going to school in primary school, I had to wear a fucking dead uniform every single day when everyone else was wearing the clothes that they wanted to wear. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that was really frustrating. I didn't really feel like I could relate to anyone in my family because everyone was way older than me. So I felt like I was an only child. And for a lot of time through my teenage years, I was an only child in my house because my siblings didn't really come back home. They didn't really care to come back. You know what I'm saying? So that was like a feeling of being rejected by my own siblings and shit. Then I was going through the whole craziness of being in the house with my mum. You know, going out stealing just to try and keep up with my friends. Like I'm going out stealing clothes and shit just to keep up with my friends. Like that's the kind of shit I was doing when I was young. Like, you know what I mean? And not having no direction, not knowing what I wanted to do, not knowing anything. All I knew is I wanted to be cool and get girls, and then I would get girls here now and again. And then I was watching a lot of porn. I had the porn addiction, just like most guys had a porn addiction, bruv. But it's an embarrassing thing to talk about. Do you know what I'm saying? It's embarrassing to say, oh yeah, I used to beat my dick all the time. Like, do you know what I mean? Busting a lot of nuts, multiple nuts a day. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's an embarrassing thing, bruv. But me, because I'm me and I just don't give a fuck, I'll say it, bruv. I'll say it, bruv. Like, do you know what I mean? I had a porn addiction and I had a weed addiction. I was a fucking pothead, bruv. I was the kind of pothead that I could not go to sleep without smoking. I used to smoke outside, out of my window. Yeah. My mum's room was right next to mine. I used to put the towel at the bottom of the door so the smell wouldn't go out my room. Yeah. I had loads of aerosol cans in my room. Yeah. And bruv, it was mad. My mum caught me smoking loads of times. She beat the hell out of me, bro. She smacked the hell out of me for doing that shit, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was mad. Like I will say I was bad. Like when I was little, when I was not even little, when I was younger, I was bad, bro. Like I was into a lot of bad shit. You know what I mean, then to couple up, depression started hitting me, like depression and anxiety, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And as I said, like I went through time hearing voices, which I really think it was caused by smoking weed. Because I'll honestly say, yeah, I don't think everybody can handle smoking weed. Like some people can handle it better, some people can't. Me personally, I'm with somebody that can't handle smoking weed, so it affected me really negatively. It made me lazy. It made me paranoid. It made me have anxiety. I mean, when I first started, it was fun, but then after a while, it just turned into a bad habit that was rinsing my pockets and it was making me feel bad. Like, do you know what I mean? And I became dependent on it, and it's not a good thing, in my opinion. That's why I say you shouldn't smoke weed, and you shouldn't really smoke it at all. Obviously, for your health, it will benefit you not to smoke at all, and you should definitely not deal with a girl that smokes. Do you know what I mean? Because I used to mess around with a lot of girls that smoked. Yeah, I've been through that. Oh, and let's bring it to girls because that's what all you lot really want to hear about. We talk about girls, yeah. In my life, I've had what was it, three or four? I've had three or four girls pregnant for me in my life, right? First one was when I was 17. The first girl I got pregnant was when I was 17, and she was a hoe. Yeah, she was a hoe. She was a light skinned girl. She was about 5'8". She had a big bum. She was, she was good. She's good looking. She's a good looking girl. Don't get me wrong. She was a good looking girl, but she was a hoe, right? I knew she was a hoe. She lived in a hostel. I used to go and stay at her house like for like a week straight, just banging, drinking and smoking. I used to do that shit, bruv. Yeah. And I was banging her raw, got her pregnant, and I just told her to go and get rid of it, and she did. All right. Next girl that I got pregnant that I can remember. is a white girl. Now she was kind of a hoe, yeah, because she and this is really embarrassing, but she banged someone that's a mate of mine. She actually banged two people that I know, two people that are mates of mine. She banged, right? One of them was trying to go out with her, but that didn't work out. The other one, he just banged her, and then I came along and I was banging her, and then like I kind of liked her, but I knew I wasn't gonna go anywhere with her. Like it wasn't gonna be long term. But again, I was banging her raw, and she got pregnant, and then she started all wanting to be like a serious item with me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I wasn't for that. Um, that was it. And she actually fought me. Like, she wanted to have it. Like, she seriously wanted to have this kid for me. Like, do you know what I mean? And I just wasn't with it, man. And I just managed to convince her after a long time of arguing and shit like that. I managed to convince her to get rid of it, and she did. But she got like 4 kids now. She's got four kids right now, innit? Like she's happy. She's got a white guy. You know what I mean? I think that was the best thing for her to get with a white guy, not a black guy, because you know it's just the best thing for her. You get me? But yeah. So the next girl that I got pregnant by accident, she was just a girl that I was messing around with, and I actually her and her friend had a threesome. Her and her friend had a threesome and stuff like that. I basically banged the first one a lot. Didn't know I'd got her pregnant. Had a threesome. Then I started banging her friend all the time. Yeah. And then come to find out, she said, "Oh, I'm pregnant." Blah blah blah. But she knew she didn't want to have it. She knew she was going to get rid of it. So I didn't really have to get worried about that. So she got rid of that, and that was that. Do you know what I mean? And me and all 3 of them are all cool till today. You know what I'm saying? We're all cool till today. I'm thinking there's another girl I got pregnant, but I can't remember. But I do remember there was one chick, yeah. There was one chick, yeah, that I used to go out with, like before I went to America, and she was a cute black chick, big boobs, She was a bit short, but she was cute. And I remember I used to have sex with her raw, right? I used to always pull out, obviously, right? But she always said that if she gets pregnant, she's gonna have it, right? And now you got to understand, this is why I've got so much fucking life experience, bro. I was stupid. Like, I was just happy I was busting nuts, not having to bust nuts in my hand. Do you know what I mean? So I was banging this girl all the time. She'll come to my house. She used to get one straight bus from her house to my house. Yeah. Yeah, one straight bus. So it was easy. Right. She'll come to my house. I would bang her. And I remember this girl always wanted me to bust inside her. She wanted me to shoot up her club, bro. Bearing in mind, this girl had already said to me, if you get me pregnant, I'm gonna have it. Then the next thing, me and her are doing it, and then she's like, "It's all right, just come inside me." And I'm like, "No, I can't do that. I can't do it." But like inside me, I want to, but I'm thinking, no, if I get her pregnant, she's gonna have it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and I remember there was one time I was banging her in my room, right? Yeah, and I told her I was gonna come, and then she wrapped her legs around me, bro. Like, when a girl wraps their legs around you to pull you in, bro. I literally had to fucking fight her off, like to pull myself out of her, bro. And, bro, I've been through some mad shit. I've been through some mad broads. Big up Soap Crates. Big up Soap Crates. Man like Soap Crates, man. He knows me well. He knows I'm 30. Man like Soap Crates, yeah. He knows me fucking well. Big up Soap Crates, man. Get me? Oh, yeah, I got to holler at you anyway, differently. Yeah. I got to talk to you differently. But anyway, yeah, like, bruv, went through mad situations, bruv. I was in I had a situation where I liked a girl, I banged her, and then my mate liked her. Like, she liked my mate, they liked each other, and I was jealous about that shit. And obviously they banged. Like, and I said to her, I know if you go and hang out with him, you're gonna bang. She said, "Oh, will you take me for blah blah blah?" I'm not gonna do that. 2 twos. He went and linked her, went to us, banged her, innit? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, bruv, I've been through a lot of things, different things. Personally, bruv. Do you know what I mean? And this is why I talk about things the way I do. This is why I was so upset yesterday when I was talking about like dudes like Stefan and MJ Get Right, C Boogie, all these kind of people. And it's not just them. It's I know it's more than just them, bro. That's why I get upset when like I'm not like saying I want beef with O'Shea or anything like that. But when me and O'Shea had a problem before, and then he was saying shit like, "Oh, you trash, you're this, you're that," I was like, bruv, like, you don't really understand the kind of person you're talking to. Like, you don't really understand the stages I've been through in my life, and the things I've gone through is probably more than most people. I've probably gone through more shit than most people go through in their lifetime. I've already been through it, bro. Do you know what I mean? Bro, bro, I've been flat broke on my face before, blood. Like, do you know what I mean? I had the fucking weed addiction, which weed, in my opinion, is drugs. So I'll say I had a drug addiction, bro. Had a porn addiction. I've got girls fucking pregnant that I shouldn't. Do you know what I mean? I've had people turn their back on me. I've gone through depression, anxiety. Like, bro, like I've changed my life so that I can do something that like out of the ordinary by like, playing college football. I'm from fucking London, UK, and I managed to get a scholarship to play college football in America. Do you know how crazy that is, bro? That's not even some normal shit. Now, how many people do you know do that, bro? Do you know what I mean? Like, bro, like I've banged black girls, white girls, Indian girls, bruv. Like, what are you talking about? Older women, younger women, like, what the fuck? Like, this is why I was so upset yesterday. This is why I get upset by certain things, and people take it as I think I'm all that. I think I'm bad. I think I can kick everyone's ass. It's not because of that, bruv. It's because I know how it feels. I know how it feels inside, bro, to go through that. I know how it felt when I was in America and my teammates turned against me, bro, and I was on my own, bro. I knew how it felt to be alone, a fucking foreigner in another country, and all I wanted to do is play football. And now the real reason why I'm there, I don't even want to do it anymore because I'm so fucking depressed. I don't even want to come out my fucking dorm room, bro. I know how that feels, blood. I know how it feels when you've invested so much time and effort into a girl to the point where you've basically forgotten about your mates, right? And you're just with this girl 24/7 all the time. And then after like a year and a half, she fucks off to go and live her life on the other side of the country. And then you're just there with nothing. I know how that feels firsthand. I went through that. I know how it feels when you're flat broke and you don't even have nowhere to live and you're sleeping on your friend's fucking front room floor on a mattress, on a dirty mattress, dirty mattress that I put my own sheet on it, the sheets I had put on it to sleep every night. I did that for a whole semester, bro. I did that for a whole fucking semester. I did that. That's how broke I was, to a point where I have to ration fucking noodles, the packets of noodles, blood. I went through that, blood. So, it ain't nothing, bro. Experience is the best teacher. This is why all the things, the biggest piece of advice I always give out, yeah, is be on your fucking grind, get your money, yeah, live your movie, and that's it, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Everything else is secondary. Girls are secondary. This is why I say don't chase women too much. I've been through this stage of chasing girls, chasing girls, chasing girls, and then your life not really going nowhere, bro. Like, you're not really doing anything, wasting too much time on girls, wasting time on girls that don't really like you, bro. You know what I'm saying? That they may kind of like you, but they don't like you enough. I've done that way a lot of times, bro. You know what I mean? So That's it. That's it. Experience is the best teacher. Don't listen to people that are just barking shit at you, bro. Like, oh yeah, you do this. Oh, you're an idiot if you do this and do that and do this and da da da. But they can't tell you anything from their own life. They can't tell you anything tangible from their own life. Because a lot of these people, they're just characters. They're cartoon characters, bro. That's why they be screaming and shouting at the camera and all of this shit, bro. Like they don't really do no videos with other people, bro. I've done a lot of videos with other people, bro. It was only really this year I just started doing live streams altogether. But if you just go back a few months, you'll see I do a lot of videos with other people, bro. Talking to girls, bro. How many guys on this YouTube stuff, yeah? Do you see making videos with girls, like, and talking real to them, like not trying to be, fluffy about it and beat around the bush, like saying the direct shit to these girls, bro? How many, bro? Big up Tiago Martins. I saw your donation, man. I appreciate that, bro. Like, big up Tiago Martins. Yeah, I'll put you on the screen, man, because you did donate still. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, how many, bruv? You just got guys that just sit in front of the screen chatting shit, or some of these guys, they don't even show their face. Do you know what I mean? They can't show their face, bruv, because it's shook, bruv. They're shook of real life repercussions of the shit they say. I say shit, I show my face, I'll be showing my face from day one, bruv. I show my face when I talk about shit about white women. I show my face when I talk about racism. I show my face when I talk about female nature. I show my face when I talk about everything, bruv. It's nothing to me because I'm a real person, bruv. I know who I am, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Big up Richard Morency for the super chat. Big up for that. Appreciate it, fam. But yeah, man, this is all I'm saying is that the stuff I talk about is from the heart, bruv. Like, I wouldn't say stuff that is just gonna steer you wrong. I wouldn't say stuff that I wouldn't want to live my own life by. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I don't think I know everything. I don't think I'm the first person to go through anything, but I've been through a lot. Even my fucking football coach said it to me, bro. My football coach in America said it. He said, bro, the shit that you've gone through in 1 year in the States, some people ain't gone through in their whole lifetime, bro. You know what I mean? It's just, you know what I mean? Like, the only advice I say to you guys, just get your money, bro. Get your money, do what makes you happy, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And don't put yourself in stupid situations, and don't be putting girls on a pedestal, bro. That's it. That's all you have to do. You only mess with girls that cooperate with you 100%. If they don't cooperate, if they're not cooperating, let them go. Don't chase after them because they don't want you, bruv. Simple as that. Life is not fair. Let me tell you why life is not fair, yeah? How I know this from personal experience, yeah? So, as I said, I did all this stuff to go and play college football in America, right? Right? Boom. I was going gym twice a day, every fucking day. I wasn't going out with my friends no more. I stopped smoking, stopped drinking, all of that shit, bruv. Yeah. I saved every penny I got just so that I had money to go to America, all of this shit. Went to America, started playing college football. It was all right, but I still wasn't really getting the ratings that or the support that I felt I should, because they just saw me as, oh, you're from England, what do you know about football, blah blah blah, like, do you know what I mean? Cool, whatever, right? I tore my pectoral, I tore my left pec, right? I've torn my bicep tendon, but that was recent. And I went to a combine, my numbers weren't good enough. Do you know what I mean? Think about this. I invested 5 years of my life, probably, let's say even 6 years of my life into this football thing. Yeah. I made financial sacrifices. family sacrifices. Because I remember I went America on my own to try and make it, bruv, and I didn't get there, bruv. And at the end of the day, I've had to come back to the UK, bruv. You know, that is a big disappointment, bruv. I know about disappointment, bruv. It hurts. You know what I mean? It hurts, bruv. But at the same time, you have to keep going. You have to keep pushing, bruv. Do you know what I mean? One door closes, another door opens, bruv. Now I'm still making peas, bruv. Now I'm making more money than before. You know, when girls that I've really, really liked and they fucked off and shit like that, you know, it hurt. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. But bruv, at the end of the day, there's more fish in the sea, bruv. And the better I make myself and my life for myself, the more girls seem to be attracted, bruv. And now I've got girls that I'm not even trying to chase after girls now. And girls, they seem to gravitate to me quite easily. Quite easily, bruv. Big up Tony Lama. Big up Tony Lama for the super chat. Yeah. But yeah, like, I know how it feels, bro. And at the end of the day, I'm not gonna talk about all the times I've had highs and been winning and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, you don't learn from those situations. You don't learn from when everything's going good. You learn from when everything's going shit. You know what I'm saying? You learn when, like me, you get arrested twice in 1 week. You're in a cell twice in 1 week, bruv, in 2 different police stations, bruv. You learn from that. You learn from when you're on trial and the prosecution is trying to send you to prison, blood. They're trying their hardest, bruv, to send you to prison. That's when you learn, bruv. You learn when you're flat broke and you have nothing going on in your life. You learn from that. You learn after getting stabbed for being in the wrong place at the wrong time, doing stupid shit. You learn from that. My own life experience, real life, real life, bruv. You learn why single mothers are not the best option when, like in my real life, you grow up in a single parent household and you've messed around with a lot of single parent, single mother women. Like you've messed around with them, dated them, fucked them, whatever. Like when you've done it yourself, like I have. You learn when you've got girls pregnant that you shouldn't have, like I have. You learn from those situations, bruv. That's how you learn, bruv. You learn why porn is so bad from when you have a porn addiction, bruv. And you learn how it can affect you so negatively. You learn from that, bruv. You learn from rejection, consistent rejection, and you see in other people that seem to be doing well, and you start to analyze why they seem to always be doing better than you. You learn from that. You don't learn just by fucking watching other people's videos and then just copying what other people say. And then you don't even have you don't feel it. Like you don't know what it feels like, bro. You don't know what it fucking feels like, man. Seriously. You know, in my opinion, a lot of these YouTube guys, they're just cartoon characters, bro. They're cartoon characters. Um, you know, they sitting in their house, they feel safe to say whatever, you know, whatever. And another thing, yeah, in my life currently, I work in situations that turn very violent very quickly, bro. Yeah. You learn from those situations too. More or less every weekend, I'm involved in some kind of violent situation every weekend, bro. Just on Saturday, some guy got glassed in the face, bro. And another guy just got beat the fuck up, bro. Bro, you learn from real life, bro. You don't learn from regurgitated content. You don't learn from people that just talk shit about celebrities. Like, why are these motherfuckers talking about celebrities all the time? Are they the fucking news, bro? These motherfuckers want to be newscasters, bro. You know what I mean? Gossiping about other people that you don't know and you're never gonna meet. You know what I mean? Like, I've learned from being a fat kid to being the monster that I am now. The difference, how I feel about myself, how society views me, and how I get treated by people. I've learned from that firsthand. And this is what I'm saying to you lot. And this is why I was so fucking mad yesterday. This is why I was so upset yesterday, bro. I'm not saying I'm the only person that's ever gone through this shit. I'm not saying I'm the first person that's gone through this shit. But I'm saying I talk from my real life experiences, bro. I'm not copying other people. I'm not watching other people then making my videos and then getting all these subs and then thinking that I'm better than anyone. Bro, no, bro. I don't talk to you lot like I think I'm better than you. Because a lot of these other YouTubers, they talk like they're better than you. They talk like they're better than you. I don't talk to you lot like that, because at the end of the day, bro, everyone's gone through some shit. But obviously, you lot relate to the stuff I say because you can feel the realness. You can feel that, yeah, he's gone through that. He knows what he's talking about. He's not just some little kid talking shit or some old dude that probably not even been through nothing too. No, I've been through it, bro. Yep. So that's all I'm going to say about this shit, bro. I don't want this to run on too long. Make sure you go to my website, justbemonster.com, yeah? Make sure you go to my website, justbemonster.com, yeah? Justbemonster.com. Get you the t-shirts, get you the hats, you get me, snapbacks and that, hard body, get me, get you the merchandise now, bro. Get all of that stuff. You know, I just found it very disrespectful that people feel it's okay to just bite somebody that's really had to go through the pain, bro. Do you know what I mean? The pain. You know, I know how it feels to lose people, bro. My oldest sister died from heart problems, bro. And she left 2 boys, bro. I know how that feels to lose a sibling. I know how it feels like one of my best mates in America. He just freak accident on a motorbike. He just died, bro. I know how it feels to lose people. Like, you can't fake that shit, blood. Like, I was bawling my eyes out, bro. You can't fake that shit, bro. Like, seriously, like, and that's why I just don't really feel these guys. Like, I don't, so they can come out smiling, talking like they're the shit, talking like they know everything, when really they ain't been through nothing. They ain't even a half. Maybe they've messed around with a couple girls in their life, and then the girls either cheated on them or broke their heart, and now they want to jump around talking like they think they know everything. Don't fucking know shit, bro. Seriously. You know what I mean? And they want to start calling you lot simps and shit when they're fucking paying for girls themselves, blood. Dead. Some dead shit. But anyway, man, I appreciate each and every one of you listening to this live stream. I know this was long. I know I talked about a whole load of things. I was all over the place in this, but I wanted you lot to at least understand the kind of person I am, the reason why I was so upset, the reason why I'm upset at these other dudes, these other cartoon character dudes, yeah? The reason why. Do you know what I mean? Like, because this life ain't a joke, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? But anyway, with that being said, let me close up. Make sure you go to my website, Just Be Monster. Yeah, get yourself the hats and tees, man. For real, for real. Don't fuck about. Do that now, man. I'm out. Peace.